Hey all, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our unboxing and hands-on review of the Popbeep Infinite. It's a really interesting product because it's advertised primarily as an accessory for pre-existing in-ear monitors and hi-fi earbuds. So if you have, let's say earbuds from any of these companies listed here, whether it's Sony, Ultimate Ears, most of these are audiophile companies such as Shure, you can attach the ear tips themselves, which are detachable, onto the connector tips, and the Popbeep Infinite basically allows you to transform those into a pair of wireless headphones. So it connects using Bluetooth, and now you can use it with your iPhone X and many other smartphones that are getting rid of a traditional 3.5mm headphone jack. You can then pop them off again and use a traditional 3.5mm jack when you want to connect it to an older, let's say, MP3 player. So it's a nice little accessory. It is a little bit expensive. It sells on Amazon for around $55. But what's really interesting is it actually comes with two in-ear monitors or drivers as part of the bonus. They say this is a free gift, and on the back you have some other basic specifications about the battery life, which is rated at roughly 10 hours, and then you have to charge it. It takes about 1.5 hours to completely charge. So fairly standard as far as Bluetooth headphones are concerned. And again, it just uses that standard MMCX connector, which should work pretty well. So we recently checked out the BASN Ebony Plus Pro, and these have the same type of MMCX connector, so you can see that these will be compatible with this Bluetooth headband. Again, these are using Bluetooth version 4.1, and they also have an integrated microphone, so you can also use them to answer phone calls, since most likely your in-ear monitors will not have mics built onto the drivers. So this again will be quite convenient as a smartphone accessory, especially if you want something that has slightly better audio quality than your typical pair of less expensive, more generic Bluetooth earbuds. It's a very similar design to something like the LG Tone Bluetooth headphones. So they should be pretty comfortable, and it also promises to still deliver relatively clean audio quality. Obviously, it's not going to be quite as high fidelity audiophile grade as using a regular wire. That still produces the least amount of noise, but again, these do make your headphones now completely wireless. So this is the drivers that they are including, and it looks like there's even a pair of regular cabled earphones as well for these little drivers that they give you for free, which is a nice bonus, and also a number of silicone tips to get a more comfortable fit, and a clip for the bundled ear tips that they have as a bonus there. And in the last compartment we have what looks like the micro USB cable for charging the battery. A quick look, this is what the bonus in-ear monitors look like. You can see it has a very interesting acrylic shell. It's transparent, so you can see inside where all the wiring and circuitry is going on. It looks very cool. It's shaped very ergonomically as well, and it will mold itself into place, which makes it ideal if you're moving, if you're jumping, if you're giving a concert as a musician. That would be very cool to use. Now, these do not come with any built-in mics. This is just a splitter, so there's no built-in remote onto this free earphone that you have. And again, if you want to connect it, it would simply connect into it like this. Alright, so moving over to the actual unit itself, the Bluetooth module, you can see again the company's logo. It says Popbeep on the other side. It's made primarily out of rubber as well as plastic, has a very lightweight overall finish. I do wish that there was some way that you could also keep maybe these two adapters and the ear tips, once they're connected, attached into place. A lot of these designs feature magnets that will hold the entire thing into place, but on these they kind of just dangle around. So again, it's not the most elegant thing in the world. However, it's very flexible, it's very lightweight, and you can easily fold the entire thing down like this and put it into a case of some sort. When it comes to the sound quality and performance, I was reasonably impressed with the upgrade Bluetooth cable. It does a pretty good job with the bundled in-ear monitors. One of the best parts of monitors, again, is that really ergonomic shape. So it takes a few seconds for it to fit into your ears properly, and then you can use the memory wire on the Bluetooth cable as well to kind of bend it on the back of your ears, and so it stays in place really well even as you kind of jump or do sports, use it for exercising, going to the gym. It still stays in place. It's a really snug and comfortable fit that feels like it's molded in, so you can wear it for hours and hours without having to, take it off because it's uncomfortable. It's very lightweight. The sound is also good. I would say that it's similar to other high fidelity Bluetooth headphones that I've tested, which is to say it's still not quite as good as traditional wired headphones, but again, the point here is the portability. When I say it's not quite as good, it's only because if you turn the volume all the way down, or if you constantly pause the music, let's say if you are listening to an audiobook, something like that, you can sometimes hear a slight static or a hiss, in the background for a few seconds before it goes away, and then when you tap on play again, it starts off with a few seconds as well. So it's not going to be quite as crystal clear as a wired pair of headphones will deliver. And I've tested out these drivers that they included with the regular 3.5mm cable, and indeed that static went away. So again, the Bluetooth works well. The connection range is roughly 10 meters, 33 feet, but again, it's not going to give you quite the fidelity as a wired headphone will deliver. I want to change what I said before about the price being a little bit expensive. It's actually not expensive at all. The competitors by brand names such as Shure, Audio-Technica, so on and so forth are also making these Bluetooth accessory cables for existing in-ear monitors that they're selling, and the cables alone retail for $100 to $150. So this thing at $50, you're getting not only the Bluetooth cable but also free drivers in addition to standard wires. Really is a great deal. The sound quality of the drivers that they're included here are good. I would say they have good articulation in terms of mids and highs. So if you're listening to vocals, you're listening to pop music, it does a good job, but it doesn't really pack a huge punch in terms of bass. Now, I also went to their website, and the Popbeep claims that these are also dual driver earphones. So there are two drivers stacked on top of one another, which is supposed to give you a bit more of range and a bit more of a dynamic sound, depending on what you're listening to. But overall, they're not going to rival, again, more expensive headphones on the market. Again, maybe by Shure, maybe by Audio-Technica, and even these by BASN, the Ebony Pro that we reviewed a few months ago, does have slightly better sound in terms of richness as well as clarity, and also having a bit more bass. So you can really easily take these out and then attach the ones that you already have, and it still works equally as well. Obviously, the shape of these are more traditional earphones, so you can see that compared to in-ear monitors, these will fit a little bit more easily inside of your ears, but this will give you a slightly more traditional look, but it works equally as well in terms of comfort. Again, I would say the overall sound quality of these are pleasant. It's a fairly clean sounding, fairly natural sounding pair of earphones, but they don't have quite as much detail nor quite as much bass as more expensive, again, options on the market or pre-existing ones that you may have. Again, since these are really meant as a secondary free gift. Battery life was indeed roughly 10 hours of continuous audio playback with the Bluetooth module here before I needed to recharge it again. And I want to point out that the charging port for micro USB is located on the edge here. There's a rubber flap that you can uncover to charge it with. One downside here is that this entire solution is not waterproof, unlike many sports-oriented Bluetooth headphones that are designed specifically for sports. They can be submerged underwater, you can take them for a shower, things like that. These are still more delicate because they have just a simple kind of connector on the end here. But like most Bluetooth headphones, it also isn't high-res audio certified or going to give you the most clarity, the most audiophile great sound compared to a traditional wired headset. But overall, this is a very cool accessory, especially if you have slightly more expensive headphones and you really care about the sound, but you want to now make it wireless to work with smartphones and other tablets and products. This will extend the life. It can give you significantly better sound than other traditional Bluetooth earphones or traditional Bluetooth headphones like Apple AirPods. So you can check out more details in our article, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This was our hands-on review of the Popbeep Infinite.